and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falvo. On today's show, we'll learn all about the incredible Jazz and Blues Festival hitting Long Branch later this summer. But first, the India Association of the Garden State works to unite New Jersey's Indian American community. Joining us now are Alec Bala, the team committee coordinator, and Ajmit Bala, a member of the team community. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
Alec, tell us more about the India Association of the Garden State and all the wonderful work that you do.
Indian Association of Garden State has been in existence for more than 40 years. If you look back traditionally, 40 years back, the families who migrated here from India to live in United States kind of missed the culture, also wanted to have something where they can like associate themselves uh, pertaining to the Indian culture and heritage. So this association was started to give the kids who are living in United States away from the India, giving them the roots to live in India, but being integrated into the society here in US. How do you give back to society? How you encourage kids to be part of society in an honorable and respectable way? How you give them the roots which are the which we are proud of from our heritage and pass it back to them was the purpose of this association. Over the last 40 years, we have done uh, the work around that. The team committee that we run is part and parcel of the work that we try to do. And as part of it, we do many fun events such as car wash, collect the money, we give it to the local police department. We have our own version of TED Talk, which we call as Teen Talk, giving the kids an opportunity to speak about the local issues, the issues that they believe are going to make a difference in their lives as they go forward. We also do bring Bollywood onto the front stage. We always have an annual day event that we celebrate in December where we have a lot of Bollywood dancing, all done by these kids, teenagers, choreographed by them, practiced by them, and then represented back to their families.
Ajmit, you're nodding your head as your father's going through all the different things that the association does. What resonated with you in wanting to join?
First off, IGS has been a lot to me. I've been part of IGS for about 7 years, almost half my life. And what really resonated with me is my ability to give back to my nation or give back to my community, being able to do something for a community that can really leave an impact on others.
What is one of the biggest takeaways that you've received from being part of this community for the past 7 years?
Treat others the way you want to be treated, and like how you should treat others with respect. And I've learned a lot from IGS, and that's one of my biggest takeaways, which I've really learned. And I feel like many other kids could learn the same thing.
Alec, the Indian population in New Jersey has grown so much over the past years and decades. Can you talk about that and why this association is so important to the influx of Indians coming here?
Absolutely. I believe today living in New Jersey is as if we are living in a new India outside of India. Like it is as good as that. There's a lot of population uh, which have roots belonging to India. There are a lot of cultural festivals that do celebrate here, and there are a lot of religious temples who have been opened up over a period of time. Now, as part of Indian Association, or why this association is still important in the context of New Jersey of what we try to do, many a times you don't get a forum where you can go and connect with your uh, fellow humans. Try to do something which is meaningful to back to the society and back to the people where you belong. For example, last year when Russia Ukraine war started, we got a notification that there is a church who is volunteering to collect some stuff so that they can send it to Ukraine for the people who are suffering in the war, be it in terms of sending the things which are non-perishable food, which are like necessary items and things like that. The teenage committee, they took upon them to be able to collect that material and provide us to us, which we can take it back to church. In less than 3 weeks, they collected, I would say, materials roughly of about $1,000, $1,200, which were collected and we were able to give back to the church. Now, when you look at it, it is not related to an Indian heritage or Indian part of it, but where I'm trying to lead it to is that being here, trying to live incorporate in the US society, and being trying to be part of all the local activities is the way of living we are trying to teach the kids.
So, in New Jersey, what are you doing to engage the children to hopefully have more of the next generation sign up and be part of this special initiative?
So we try to make it fun. We try to keep it fun. We have a annual color run that we do, which is the festival of Holi. But we play it with the colors. We bring the kids. We are in a park. We enjoy with the colors. We do what we call as a Garba event. It's a dance event that happens in September, which is upcoming in the next month or so. Uh, that's a dance which is like very vibrant. Lot of teenagers join, and interesting enough, nowadays, a lot of teenagers which are not even from Indian origin join us that festival because it's a festival of dancing and stuff like that. As I said, our annual event is all about dance and stuff like that. So we do weave in the programs which are teen oriented, where they have fun. It's not related to any culture or religion, but it's more related to having fun. And as they come and as they join the association, then we try to, I would say, little bit maneuver them towards the social causes.
Ajmit, what has been your favorite part since joining the association?
It has to be the annual day. Annual day is where you can see how little kids from all ages work their butts off in the recent 4 months and prepared about a 4 minute dance and tons of dancing, combining Bollywood, Hollywood. You get to meet new people, new friends, and you can really get to showcase what you've been working on for the past 4 months. And it's always my favorite part of seeing the end result of what we've and everyone else has been working on.
Alec, where is the association based?
So we are based out of East Brunswick, which is part of the Middlesex County. We have a lot of patrons who are in the town, and then we have a lot of members that are from the adjoining townships. For example, Monroe. There are some patrons which comes from Edison, North Brunswick, and things like that.
I feel like Indian culture has become more mainstream, and I say that because earlier this year, the American Girl doll, they announced their newest doll for 2023, and it was a girl of Indian descent that was from Metuchen, New Jersey. And when I saw that, I'm like, that's so amazing for Indian Americans to have that, to have their ethnicity on display in such a cool way for young girls all over the world.
No, I totally agree. And whenever I talk to kids about diversity, I feel that that's the most important age where the diversity and inclusion can start. In my mind, if Barbie and the Indian doll can be in the same dollhouse for a kid, they can be same anywhere, right? I mean, once it's in the dollhouse, it's in your imagination, it's in your place, it's in your house, which means it has been welcomed pretty much everywhere in every kid's house as they grow up, as they start interacting and making friends. Couple of things we would like them to know. As an association, our only purpose is to be able to uh, make the kids prepared for the future, uh, connected to the society, staying connected to the society. Anything that anyone hearing or watching us today would like us to contribute towards, they can reach out to us. It will be a pleasure for us to participate with them. uh, they can also participate in our annual day. They can come watch the kids dancing. They can participate in the dancing as well as they want. We would like all the audience here to spread a positive message about the association. Become our members. Become the part of this association where you can take the culture and the heritage forward. At the same time, preparing the kids for the future.
Alok, tell us about your background and what inspired you to take on such a big role.
I came here in United States in 2005, immediately after my marriage. So both of my kids are born here. Ashmit, who is next to me, he was born in Minneapolis in 2007. And I'm fortunate enough to live in multiple cities. We were in Milwaukee, we were in Minneapolis, we were in Syracuse, and then we moved to New York. We moved to New Jersey. One interesting part that I felt is that as you start growing up, you would like your kids to be learning both the worlds. I do not want them to be either just learning, let's say, US culture or just learning the Indian culture. They have to be in both the places because that's what makes it unique, and that's the That's my understanding of history of United States, that how United States grew by bringing all the people, all the cultures together. uh, so when Ashmit was about 8 years old, we joined this association as a family because we came to know that there's an association that can do these things. And over a period of time, as part of my social responsibility, I felt it's not, I cannot be on the sidelines. If I want my kids to learn something, I need to be part of it. And hence I started to take an active role, and hence here I'm here today.
Ajmit, do you anticipate carrying on this legacy to maybe your children one day?
I would 100% anticipate it. I love what my dad's doing. It's one of my favorite things in the world, and I would love to spread the same message. And I feel grateful for him for doing this, and I would love to do the same thing for my kids and other kids who want to learn the same message in IAGS.
Well, now's the time. I know it's so hard to sometimes attract that younger generation. So I feel like you have that captive audience. So you definitely have to take advantage and run with it.
No, I completely agree. Younger generation, they have different thoughts. Maybe our ideas are getting a little bit stale to keep them engaged, and hence it's the time to move on to the younger generation so that they can bring their friends in and keep moving. And if you ask me, I would love to have an association which can actually bring all these cultures together. Right, kids are kids. If they have Italian heritage, Indian heritage, other European country heritage, if we can bring them together. uh, at the end of the day, I believe all of us want our kids to learn some very simple messages, do the right thing for the society, be honest, respect your elders, and live a life which is meaningful to the mankind. If the messages are same, I believe they all can coexist and can continue to help each other.
They absolutely can. And you're teaching those lessons in such an amazing way. Alec, thank you so much. Ajmit, best of luck to you. Where can people find out more information about the association?
We are present both on the Facebook. Our website is iaofgs.org, where people can find more about the organization. Our Garba event, which is a dance event, is coming in September. We have our annual event coming in December. We'll encourage all the viewers to buy the tickets, come join us. It'll be a fun event for them.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your summer. And thank you so much for coming on today.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Tom Baldino's love for music led him to become the president of the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, which helps keep the history of music alive in the Garden State. Here to tell us more about the foundation and their upcoming festival is Tom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lisa. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So let's kick it off by talking about the exciting festival happening later this month.
Okay, well, we're doing the Long Branch Jazz and Blues Festival for what will be the 25th year, with the exception of the COVID years, of course. But we started in 1999. It's been several locations, but it's been at the Great Lawn in Long Branch for the last 10 or 12 years. We always put together a great lineup of a national act and some great local acts. And we've got crafters and vendors and things for the kids and fireworks at the end. So it's a fun thing, and it's a great partnership that we have with the city.
Talk about the feedback that you get from parents and the younger generation alike.
Well, the younger generation, we are doing things in our foundation to support them and nurture them in their musical growth. We have a youth open mic that we do once a month, which we were doing at the Women's Club in Red Bank for quite a few years. But now we've decided to move it around. So we're in different locations each couple of months in the counties of Monmouth and Ocean. We just kicked that off last month down at Ocean County Music, and we had a terrific response. We've got a lot of great young people that come out. And we charge them $5 at the door for anybody who comes in, and all the money that we raise from that, along with other fundraisers, goes into our scholarship fund. And this year we'll be giving out 5 scholarships to graduating seniors who will be going on to take music in college.
Talk to us about the outreach that the foundation does.
Well, we do a number of things. One of the big events that we did last year, which I think I sent you a video on, is Band Together for Veterans. About 7 or 8 years ago, we had two members of our foundation who were on the board and were veterans. And they decided to start, one of them worked at the VA administration, and he decided to start a program where we would get musician members of the foundation to mentor people coming back from the battlefields who might be suffering with PTSD. And this would kind of help them to get through those times that were most difficult for them, whether they were either playing or listening. And we continued to do that. And then some bands formed out of that. And we decided, why don't we do something with the Veterans Organization to raise money and awareness for both things. And we've done that for the last couple of years. And it's been very successful. And we hope to continue to do that going forward.
Besides the Veterans event and the festival, what else do you have?
Okay, well, we've got a number of things going on. We have a concert series that we do. We partner with the Women's Club of Red Bank in more ways than one. We do concert series there. We hold our board meetings there. And we've recently helped them to start renovations on the second floor of the building. It's the old home that was owned by Anthony Reckless, who was a state senator who was responsible for bringing the railroads down the Jersey Shore. So anytime you take the railroad from Newark all the way down to Bayhead, that was his creation. And he left the house that he owned to the Women's Club, and the women have had it for over 100 years. But unfortunately, the upstairs fell into disrepair, so they weren't doing anything at all with it. And we said, well, we'd like to help. So we did a concert to raise money for them. And then we actually went in and started doing sanding and scraping and painting and anything else that we could do to help that come along. And they also have other partners which are doing that too. So it's great to see this building coming back into full use.
So you're not just all about music. You're really all about helping the community at large.
Absolutely. When we got a grant for a veterans event that we did from Ocean County Bank, and Ocean First Bank, and they invited everyone to a breakfast. This was after COVID. And when we went back, they said that we have this program where we send people out to do a day of service out in the community. So they said, we'd love to help you. And I said, well, gee, we don't have a physical location really. So I said, how about if you help the Women's Club? So that's how we got this thing started. We had them come in and do a lot of work. And then we piggybacked onto that and kept it going. So, but we do a number of things. Actually, we have an exciting program coming up. One of our board members, Christine Zemla, is an adjunct professor at the University of Rutgers, and her specialty is music history. And she spends a lot of time down in Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is widely known as the home of the blues. And we're going to partner with Monmouth University to get some performers and some literary and educational people up from the university, Delta University down there, to actually speak at locations up here. And we're going to do a concert at the Lauren Woods Concert Center on the grounds of Monmouth University. So this is one of the things that we're really excited about. And the other thing there is that they have two of our original board members, Eileen Chapman and Bob Santilli, are both involved with the Springsteen Archives project there. So Eileen has been doing this for a number of years, and they're doing a big fundraiser to start to break ground on an actual museum. And one of the things that we're doing in conjunction with that is we are archiving as much stuff as we can from our history. And they have promised us a piece of the museum to display what we have as well. So it's a really nice project, and I think it's educational and it's informative, and hopefully once that happens and they get that museum started, people will come out and see what we have to offer.
I imagine people from all over the world, never mind within the state, I think people from all over are going to come in and visit that museum. I think that's such a unique and cool collaboration. What is the link between Bruce's music and jazz and blues?
Well, as you probably know, most of rock and roll that started in the '50s grew out of really out of the blues and out of some jazz as well. So the music history is such. We've done music in the schools, and it's great to see the kids when they realize that what they're listening today to actually came out of something that started 100 years ago or more. And they get to see the connection, and they can see the links between those things that have happened. So it's important for us to do that because without that, the history is lost, and we don't want that to happen. So we're very adamant that that's one of the core things that we do as a foundation is to promote that.
At the top of this segment, I mentioned how your love of music spearheaded you becoming head of this foundation. So talk about your music background.
Okay. Well, for me, I always loved music, and I spent many hours at shows and involved with it. What happened was when I retired from my job in banking back in 2001, I bought a shoe store in Keyport, New Jersey, and at the same time, I was invited to come to a meeting of the Jazz and Blues Foundation, and saw it was something that I was really interested in. So I joined, got to know some of the musicians, and we had a summer concert series in town that the city was running. And I got to be where I said, gee, I know all these bands. I said, I could do this for you. And they said, sure. They were looking for somebody. And so I took that over, and I ran that for 12 years, right up until COVID hit. And I've also worked with the Unity of Middletown. I ran an event at their Arts Center, their summer concert series for a number of years. As far as the Jazz and Blues Foundation, we used to have a huge festival in Red Bank back in the early 2000s that lasted until 2009 when they renovated and we moved it to Monmouth Park. And then from there, we got the idea, why don't we try and spread this around? So we started doing one-day festivals in different towns, and I've done them in Asbury Park and Point Pleasant, Long Branch, and others. So it's for me, it's been more of a promoter producer relationship with the music, but it's what I enjoyed doing. And I knew that from the first time I volunteered at the Red Bank Festival, because I just looked out and I saw all those happy faces, and I said, it just made me feel so good that I could be a part of something that was making so many people enjoy their lives.
Did you ever think your retirement would be spent doing this?
No, not really, and it's become a full-time job. We've done a lot of things in the last couple of years. I have some new board members who are younger and more energetic, are working, but have the skill set to really take us to the next level, and that's primarily what I'm concentrating on now, is tightening things up. We're working on getting better organized and getting more grant money so that we can give back more to the community. Like I said, we've done Blues in the Schools programs in the past, which have worked out well. We did instrument programs where, like when Sandy hit, I live in Union Beach, and the music department at the school here was wiped out. So we did musical instrument donations to help get them back on their feet. We donated instruments to the Boys and Girls Club in Asbury Park. So, these things help keep this stuff alive. And there are a number of other organizations that we've worked with that are doing like-minded things. So it's good to see, and we need to continue to do that because the music arts budgets in many schools have been cut drastically over the years, and they don't have the opportunities that maybe were there when I was in school or you were in school. So this is a way to get them connected to that if they can't do it in the school.
Where can we find out more about the foundation?
Okay, they can go to our website, which is JSJBF, short for Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues, .org.
Before we wrap, one more time, what are the dates of the festival and how can we get tickets?
Okay, well, the festival is August 26th. It's from 1 to 9 p.m. at the Great Lawn in Long Branch, and it is a free event. So all you've got to do is figure out a way to get there because parking is crazy. I tell people, go to the other side of town and Uber over, you know?
Yeah, that's probably the smartest, but what a perfect weekend to have a festival, right? The summer is kind
Yeah.
of slowly dwindling out, but that's when the air just feels its freshest, and it's going to be an amazing night. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
It always is. And thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.